In weeks following the ATF's new rule on pistol braces and the definition of a rifle, has many people wondering should they or should they not SBR their AR-15 pistol? We'll talk about it tonight. What's up, folks? What's going on? What's going on? Good to see everybody here. Man, we are excited to do another show tonight. I hope everybody can hear me. Oh man, I'm excited because this show is going to talk about a few things that do they cover us. Well, they affect us in certain ways, and for most of all, the guys that build AR pistols and things of that nature. So anybody that builds like anything below 16 inches, and we'll get into a little bit about some of the things that are affecting us. And I just wanted, let's just take care of some housekeeping off top. If you're new here and you're watching on the replay, if you're watching live, great. Welcome. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it because you could be doing many other things on a Tuesday night at 10 o'clock. But you chose to join the Builders Tribe Tuesday Fireside Chat, and we appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome. If you have any questions and you see the chat, we have a live chat going on. We have the tribal the tribe in there, the Builders Tribe in there. So if you have any questions for them about anything we talk about tonight, feel free, post your questions up in there. If you have a question for us, me, Nas, or Weapon XYZ, put 4 question marks and put your question so that we know to pull your question aside so we can address it. Now, with that out the way, we have a very, very busy show tonight. We're going to go over some of the things. If you saw the intro, we're talking about SBRs. And if you don't know what an SBR is, we'll get into that and we'll break it down for you and how it affects, us going forward. It affects many other things as well. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But before I go any further, I want to bring my partners on. We talk daily because a lot of the things that happen in the community, we want to make sure we're on top of. We talk daily. We build. I finished a build today, and the first thing I did was contact them to see what they thought about it and anything I could change. So without further ado, I want to bring up Mr. Nas Veritas and Mr. Weapon XYZ. What's going on, my fellas?
Hey. Thanks for having me on. Good to see everybody here tonight. We got a lot of people in the chat here already. I appreciate it.
Who we got, man? Who we got?
Roll call. All right, Mr. Vino. Hey, you had the first comment in there. How you doing? Hawkeye, of course. Appreciate you. Thank you for your tips last session. Much obliged. We got Blade Boy hopping in there. Thank you. Darth Dev. Hey, I saw that ammo sale you posted in the forum. Many thanks. Good.
Appreciate.
Yeah, Sailman, how you doing? We got Monty reviews going on there. Emma Adams, how we doing? All right.
What's going on, fellas, man? It's good to see y'all. The usual suspects or the tribal council, man. I tell you what, I'm excited. Even with all the things that are going on with this particular subject tonight, should we SBR or should we not SBR? Many people have different ways of looking at it. I was talking with Nas the other day and kind of throwing things out there, and just to set you at ease, Nas, I'm not even trying to even see whatever kind of paperwork they have to do. I actually found out today one of the pieces of paperwork that no longer exists because people protested it so hard. But if you don't know what's been going on in the past couple of weeks, past few weeks, ATF released their final ruling on what is what do you call it, in reference to pistol stabilizing braces. All right, and this is the final rule right here. The final rule at 2021R-08F, and I have let me get the link for you. That way you guys can go and download it yourself. And give me 1 second. I'll post it in the chat. Yeah. Paste it in the chat. That way you guys can go read it for yourself. It's a long, long ruling.
293 pages, wasn't it?
293 pages.
Uh-huh.
It's just freaking ridiculous. A lot of it is legalese that you would have to consult a lawyer. And since we're talking about consulting a lawyer, we are not lawyers.
No.
Let's put that disclaimer out there right now. Don't take anything we say as legal advice from this point forward. And I'll say it again at the end. We're not lawyers. We're not trying to give you legal advice. We're just trying to break down what some of this stuff means and what some of it is. And some of it comes from lawyers. Some of the information I got comes from lawyers like the Armed Attorney or the Armed Scholar. I get some information from Reno May, who gets his information from a lot of lawyers and different things. Actually, if you want to see some of the videos that I got this information from, you can go to jettamandesigns.com, and I have listed it all over there because I don't want YouTube to shut us down for any reasons at all. So I just put the information in the chat. Again, jettaman.com, and at the top right underneath the first video is every video that I watch, and some of them I weren't able to add, so I'm going to go back after the show and add the rest. So you can get the information from the people who even they say they're lawyers and they say it's not legal advice because they want you to consult your own lawyer.
That's because they don't want to claim anything because it's so ambiguous.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about ambiguous, let's break some of this stuff down for the people that may not understand what short barrel rifle versus pistol brace versus rifle is. But let's just go to the first slide. This is what the definition of a rifle has been for many years. The term rifle means a weapon designed or redesigned, made or remade, and intended to be fired from the shoulder, and designed or designated and made or remade to use the energy of an explosive to fire only a single projectile through a rifled bore for each single pull of action. And where it takes point here, or what let's say intended to be fired from the shoulder. This is what we're going to talk about tonight. Whether a pistol that has been deemed legal for years by the ATF with a shoulder, a pistol brace, stabilizing brace, has been deemed legal for years, and now all of a sudden they're moving the goalposts like they do.
Oh yeah.
Okay. They're making changes that affect millions
in the front of the tribe and say any rule against braces or any sort of shoulder brace, arm brace, or blah.
Yeah. But hey, one other thing, one other disclosure. While we're talking tonight, some people may be driven or may desire to express their opinion on some of the things. And the one thing, if you feel that you will not comply, please don't say it on this video. Don't put it. If you're watching on replay, don't put it in the chat, because they're watching YouTube, and anything, just the fact that a title of this might bring attention, and the fact that you say you don't comply or you're not going to comply or whatever the case is, it's on you whether you do, because we're not responsible for what you write. However, if you get a visit, just think about what you wrote on social media.
Miranda rights.
That's right. People think social media is harmless, but it is not. People are watching. Your bosses are watching. The government is watching. Everybody's watching. So even we have to be very, very careful of what we say.
And just remember, in the, hopefully not case that any of us were to have to defend ourselves with our firearms, they will search through your fucking life with a fine-tooth comb.
Oh, for sure.
Every post you've ever made, every comment you've ever said, every video you've ever shared, every picture you've ever posted.
Yep.
Yep. Absolutely.
And-
But
and-
I will reiterate on what I was talking about earlier. As
Go ahead.
we all know, the reason that braces were designed was to help people who couldn't shoot or who wanted to continue their hobby, such as people with physical impairments of some sort that don't allow them to shoot like normally impaired people can. People who are injured in war, who need those braces and need those stocks to be able to shoot better. I think that having any law against those is dumb. Saying that all of a sudden putting a stock or a brace on a short-barreled pistol is all of a sudden going to make that as powerful as a 300 blackout or a 223 can fuck off. But that's all I've got to say.
Changing the back end plastic of it is not going to change the power of the device itself,
or change the skill of the shooter.
No, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. But the people that write the laws, and again, this is not a law; it's a regulation.
Yep, I put on Jordans that don't make me a baller.
For sure.
No, but they do make you a little taller.
Yeah, man, it's just nuts that what they expect from their constituents and how they don't take us into, they basically disregard us. And they disregard, like you said, it was what it was designed for. And yes, people might shoulder it occasionally, but they even said that was okay.
Of course, exactly.
And somebody said that, yeah, this is also, might be a distraction from what's going on in the government and different things and with the president and scandals and yada, 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 yada. Anyway,
they're just trying to wag the dog.
Yeah. Well, we showed what the original CFRs 478.11, and let's break down what a short barrel rifle is for those that may not know. The term short barrel rifle means a rifle having one or more barrels less than 16 inches in length, and any weapon made from a rifle, whether by alteration, modification, or otherwise, and such weapon as modified as an overall length of less than 26 inches. That's a whole lot just to say it needs to be more than 26 inches and the barrel needs to be at least 16 inches. So if it's not that, then it's a short barreled rifle, unless it's a pistol, in which case has been deemed legal.
So your rifle's okay, your pistol's okay, but the thing in the middle, not so much. And it wasn't always 16 inches either. It used to be 18 back in the day.
Yeah.
So be grateful for those extra 2 inches of leeway.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
I was wondering who was going to say it first. They aren't coming back around. I'm gonna leave the comments to you guys to post up if need to be posted up. They even had a form 4999. They had form 4999. It was called Factoring Criteria for Rifled and Barreled Weapons with Accessories. It was about compliance. It was about you doing a checklist to see if your pistol qualified as a SBR and whether you should register it. And we'll talk about the amnesty here in a minute, but whether you should register your short barreled rifle if it meets this certain criteria. And they eventually took it down because people protested because it was so crazy. I mean, even people that used to work for the ATF was like, what the hell?
And it's all BS anyway, as we all know, but now they don't even have that form. Right. So it's like, oh, here's 6 factoring criteria, but they don't tell you what the actual values are.
Right.
completely up to their subjective view.
Right.
Mhm. Oh, it all is. It all is.
And it's like, well, if we don't like the way this looks, you're now a felon.
Right.
Great.
Yep. It's just nuts. But so that's what a short barrel rifle definition is. Well, here's what they come up with now. Okay, 27 CFR Part 478. The new CFR definition of a rifle now includes a weapon that is equipped with an accessory, component, or other rearward attachment. Remember that rearward attachment, i.e., stabilizing brace, that provides a surface area that allows the weapon to be fired from the shoulder, so long as other factors that indicate that the firearm is designed, made, and intended to be fired from the shoulder. Okay.
Yeah. Again, they don't give a size for the surface area. Could be little, could be big.
So what if I welded a brace onto my Glock?
It's still a brace. It does. But let's go back. I did want to address something with the short barreled rifle. The short barrel rifle, guys, just in case you don't know. Okay, short barrel rifle is any rifle that is below the 16 inches. But if it began life as a short barreled rifle, you can extend it. You can put another barrel on it. And it's no rules against that. Now, if it was a 16-inch barrel, if it was a rifle, technically a rifle, a 16-inch barrel, more than 26 inches, you cannot shorten it because now it's an NFA item and you got to pay a $200 tax stamp. So if anybody out there has what could be a short barrel rifle, you might have a way to fix your situation. We'll talk more about that later. But let's get back into this here. Like no, they actually do. I don't remember what the page is, but if you go to the new armed attorneys video, and I will put the link in the chat right now. They talked about just this. As a matter of fact, that's a screenshot from let's see if that's gonna work. I don't know if that's gonna work. Nope, that didn't work. Give me a second. I'll give it to you guys. No, don't want that. All right. So Jesus.
This is what happened when life interferes with preparing for stream.
Well, I put it in there, but it didn't give me. Here we go. All right, so it's in the. If you guys want to see that video, I just put the link in the chat. But they talk about the fact that the rearward attachment. Okay, so if it's needed for the gun to function and doesn't have a brace, it's okay. Meaning, the question that came up initially when all of this came out was, well, can you have a buffer tube without the brace? And initially, people were saying, no, you can't, because you can still shoulder it. But now, basically, deep down, I forget which page, it does say there's an exemption that if it needs the buffer tube to cycle, meaning the gun will not function without the buffer tube, you can use it without the brace attached. So once you attach a brace, then now you're back to, is it a short barrel rifle or is it a pistol or so on and so forth. So there was an allowance for that. So here's the thing. If you have a pistol, quote unquote, remove the accessory. And according to their letter or to the new rule, you now have a pistol again, and because it doesn't have the brace. So it seems like that the problem that they have is the brace itself, not the buffer tube. So it's funny, ATF does want us to have these items. If you buy a permission slip, you're okay. Yeah. Send them $200, and they may approve you. They don't have
May.
They may approve you. If you have anything in your background, oh, wait a minute. Time to pause. Tom Petrick's in the house. Tom, birthday the other day. I forgot to say happy birthday to you, Tom. Happy birthday, my friend.
Tom.
Happy birthday,
Everybody
Tom.
wish Tom a happy birthday. He says, so if I take a Ruger revolver and install Uncle Mike's sling mounts, one on the grip, by mistake, mount my Harris quick attach bipod on backwards, I'm in trouble? Probably.
Yeah, any excuse
Probably.
they can get to tag you for something.
Yeah. Yeah, asking for a friend. Yeah. Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
It's a trap.
But yeah, so they made an allowance for that. So that's possible a way that, and again, I'm not giving legal advice. Consult your attorney. But you know, if I had one, that might be a way to go. But you can't. They would say remove it and destroy it.
Right, because if you still have it, a case could be made technically
that you'll put it
that
back
you
on.
intended to do that.
So, guys, if you have any pictures online anywhere of a pistol brace, just remove the pictures. Just remove them until all of this. There's going to be lawsuits. It's probably going to at some point get overturned, but it might be years, just like it took bump stock years to overturn. What's up, Nas?
And not just online, but on these fancy devices too. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because so fun little tippy tricky kind of thing, not legal advice. If you ever do have a situation, turn it off, because your fingerprint, which most of us have fingerprint unlocks now, can be compelled to unlock the device, but your PIN code can't be. Just putting that out there.
Semantics, right?
Yeah. Well, it's tips and tricks, not legal advice.
All right. So,
yeah,
they're never gone. The pictures are never gone, absolutely. But at least they won't.
They're not as easily accessible.
Not as easily accessible.
But the Wayback Machine exists, so if you put it up, it's up. Sorry, that's just the way of it.
Yeah. So now let's just say that you wanted to keep your brace, whatever. There's other things that they start considering. They start talking about length and weight of the gun. We talked about the 16 inches and 26 inches overall length. If it's similar to a short barreled rifle in the length and the weight, I don't know how they determine that, especially when these things are very, very modular, which means my weight of mine, we could have the same identical frame, but if I put a light, if I put a red dot, if I put different grip, different brace, it's all going to be a different weight. It might even be a different length, depending on what I got on, as a mobile device. So I don't know. And that's a whole nother thing. But trigger position, length of, okay, that says pull, but that was supposed to say pull. The voice to text doesn't always work. Length of pull. I was in a rush. Damn it. I didn't catch that one.
It's okay. Length
of pull. Whether the trigger or the trigger position, whether it's in the center of the gun, more like a rifle, or if it's rearward, more like a pistol. All stupid. Optic design. If the optic design to require shouldering the weapon, it could be an SBR. So if you have a LPVO, low powered variable optic, and the only way to look through it is to shoulder the weapon, guess what? They're going to try and determine that it could be a SBR. How the weapon is marketed. Now, these last two are the dumbest. I think are the dumbest, and some of the other people that I was watching do think is the dumbest as well. How the weapon was marketed. So if the company put any pictures or videos out where they show someone shouldering a weapon that has a brace, that can determine that can make you, if you bought it, they automatically say you have a illegal firearm.
Because of nothing under your control.
Correct. You didn't build it. You just bought it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that. And then common use. So what's common use? Your use for your weapon and my use for my weapon could be two totally different things, but because you use it one way and I use it another makes me guilty by association.
If somebody on Reddit posts, "Oh look, I shouldered this," guess what? You're guilty now too. Guilt by association is not acceptable. Sorry, no. This is not going to hold water.
Just because it's trademarked as a hunting rifle, and I decide, you know what, that would make a really good home defense weapon. All of a sudden, that's silliness.
Yeah. Unless it's a shotgun. Just get yourself a shotgun.
Yeah.
So you do whatever the fuck you want 2022.
Except for chopping it down. And even then, you can do a little bit.
But yeah, it just nuts. But hey, there's fixes. We've been talking about some of them. You could remove the accessory, put on a longer barrel. You could destroy it and turn it into the ATF.
You know,
Hawkeye
threw this up a little while ago. I started because I knew we were going to get here. If I had a lower without a barrel, what can I do for a barrel? Simple answer is get something 16 inches or better.
16 inches or better.
But at that point, you might as well just get a stock and not a brace because what's the point?
Exactly. You're already at that 16-inch mark. You can put whatever the fuck you wanted at that point. So,
Yep. Take it to the ATF.
Yeah.
You know, you could take it to the ATF and say, hey, I wonder if you could tell me, is this a short barrel rifle or a pistol?
Yeah, I'm going to get right on that. Hold on.
So
they are not in the business of making life easier for you. So don't take anything to the ATF. Matter of fact, I would ask you, when is it ever okay to interact with law enforcement about your rights when it comes to guns?
Only through the cooperation of counsel, not directly. Just putting that out there. Contact your lawyers, folks.
I guess if you filling out a 4473 to buy a firearm, I guess that's interacting, but that's not directly interacting because you're getting a NICS check. So your state police have to do that. So I mean, but you know, don't go to gun buybacks. They're going to investigate, especially if you have a lot of guns. They can't buy nothing back that they didn't own to begin with. So there's that. But yeah, and then there's the amnesty period. No tax stamp. That's the biggest one that people that are going to get people in trouble because they're going to look at, some people are going to look at it as, well, I can circumvent the $200 tax stamp by going ahead, and I was going to do it anyway, so I might as well go ahead and do it. Well, if you're going to do it anyway, feel free, go do it. Get in the waiting line because, see, yeah, it's a trap. I'm not saying it's a trap, but it's a trap. They're going to do a background check. They're going to do fingerprints. They're going to run you through the ringer. So if you have anything in your background that could be an issue,
don't even have to be black mark, just a gray mark. They don't care.
I had, true story, when I came back from Spain, I don't know if I told this on the show, but I came back from Spain. I was told before I went to Spain at JFK Airport, I was told that I couldn't get my global entry interview before I left. I had to get it when I came back. Okay, no problem. If those of you don't know what global entry is, this basically allows you to skip the line and go straight through security. But in order to get that, you have to have a clearance. You have to have a security check. So I get back. They give me the interview. Long story. Long story. I get into the interview, and I'm glad I got an officer who was very, very understanding. He goes, first thing he said to me was, is there anything on your record, any arrests or anything outstanding? Because you might as well tell me now because I'm going to see it. Straight up. He went on his computer and did an instant background check. I'm like, what deviltry is this? I mean, within seconds, he had my entire record in front of him. And he said, okay, you told me about this one. You told me about that one. What's this one? And I'm like, what's what? He's like, in 2008, you have a failure to appear on an assault. I've never been arrested for assault. He's like, well, it's showing here that you had a failure to appear and there's no disposition. So this is what could happen to you if you try to go get amnesty. If you have something in there that you don't know about, you just opened up the book to them. Anything that you have, and that could have been a failure to appear on an assault. That's an instant denial. Instant. But he said, you know what? I'm gonna give you a chance to get this straight. He's like, it's in the city of Norfolk. Go down to the clerk, find out what it is, hit me back with a fax. You're not going to get that with the ATF. No. You now have a record of a denial on a 4473, and much worse, a Form 1 or Form 4, depending on which one you're filling out. Form 4 is when you want to buy an SBR. Form 1 is when you want to build an SBR, whether it's changing from 16 inches to 12 inches, so on and so forth. So you now have all of that on your record because somebody didn't file something in the office. It was simple. I went down to the clerk. The clerk said, it's been closed. When was it closed? 2009. So it was Norprost and put out of the system. I've probably filled out since then maybe 10 4473s, and they never caught it. It was never there on the 4473. But this system where now you're talking about entry into the United States, they got everything. So you never know. So don't go down there trying to get an amnesty, free $200. Keep from, I got 4 SBRs. I want to go now. I can save myself $800. Don't do it. It's a trap. They're gonna investigate more than they say, and it's a registry at that too.
I do want to say, and I'm going to proceed this with. This only applies if you trust the government, which frankly I don't. But
I mean, I would guess to say that most of us in this chat probably have our doubts.
But if push comes to shove and you need to point your counsel in the right direction for researching something, 26 U.S. Code 5848, restrictive use of information specifically for applying for NFA items like SBRs. Anything you provide to the ATF for purposes of the application, this is the TLDR version. Anything you provide to the ATF for purposes of applying to comply for their laws or regulations cannot be used against you. But that's again, if you trust the alphabet agencies, which why? Sorry, I don't.
Happy birthday, Darth Dad. My bad, dude.
Oh, seriously? Oh, sorry, man.
I saw a heated argument. Was it earlier today on? I can't remember if it was on Reddit or somewhere, and it was your typical political argument. Left, right, Democrat, Republican, fuck you, blah blah blah. Somebody in the comments dropped the perfect thing, and it said, "Same ass, different cheeks."
That's about right.
So that basically describes our government in a fucking nutshell too. Same ass, different cheeks.
Sad but true.
Yeah, but they say that actions aren't going to incriminate you. To each his own. I'll just say that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Won't be me.
No.
I don't have any SBRs, so I'm not worried about it.
I just own a few pistols currently.
Yep, I have pistols, no SBRs.
Take down 22 for camping.
But yeah, I mean, if what's going to happen, there are going to be some people that will go and they will figure, okay, well, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I own this. Let me go ahead and take advantage of amnesty, and they'll be doing it out of a legal standpoint and wanting to continue to be a law-abiding citizen. They're not anti-2A, but they're not deep into the 2A like we are. They want to enjoy their freedom and they want to stay out of jail. They don't want to be felons. For those people that are watching this, I'd say hold tight. We never know what's going to happen. You know, if you got it, they only know you got it if you say something.
Yep.
Again,
or
not a lawyer.
Or, you know, same thing to going with the not lawyer stuff. If you do have one and you have to use it, keep that in mind as well. So if you do decide to take the route of don't ask, don't tell, just make sure that that's not something that you may have to grab in a situation to defend yourself.
And
because you will go to jail. They will take you to jail. You're going to go to jail anyway, or you're going to at least visit a police station. Just make sure you're not going to stay.
And just make sure you're not also breaking their dumb brace rule.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do
regulations and laws, but and we're
all
back
right.
to this.
I haven't seen too many people in the chat, but I'm sure with everyone that I see that's in there, they're regulars. We're all of the same mind that, you know, this is an infringement of our Second Amendment. People have been building guns since the beginning since they were invented. I don't want to say beginning of time because they weren't then, but since they were invented. And it's just they keep, when you get the different people in office, things get changed and moved and so on and so forth. So in the next couple of years, this might not even matter. We all want to be legal gun owners and we get stepped on. Yeah.
It's true.
You know, like I think Darth there said, we can own it. We just got to ask permission and pay for it. Unfortunately. So
it's only bad until you pay for the privilege of having it, which anyway, yeah. So I think you were probably gonna what else you had in your slide deck there, man?
That was it. That was
okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure, just because I know, you know, we've already been at this for 40 minutes, and you know, I want to make sure we have time to discuss as needed.
Hey, I mean,
what do you butthead in the chat?
The flip? I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, do you guys have any input? I'm talking about you guys in the chat, you know. This is just nuts, man. It's just nuts. Crap. What was it? The Gun Collective. Someone found another hole in the rule, and I'm gonna hopefully post. Yeah,
the thing's freaking Swiss cheese, video. Man. It's not going to hold water. The problem is going to be there's going to be some poor scapegoat or scapegoats that are going to get tagged for it, put in jail, spend a quantity of time there until such time as it's struck down.
Yeah, Hawkeye wants to talk about the new aluminum frame. We'll talk about it in a minute, Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I'm still confused by that thing slightly.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second.
It's like a Sig P320 that wants to be a Glock.
Let me get this out real quick, weapon, and we'll go down that rabbit hole. In that, there are some states, and I wanted to make this point. There are some states that these last two items, amnesty and take it to the, not destroy it, but that have removed the accessory and amnesty, don't apply because they can't own them to begin with. States with the assault weapons ban, they can't own them anyway. So guess what? If you have it, you can't take it off to make it legal. You can't put a longer barrel on it. So your only choice is to give it to the ATF or destroy it. You don't get amnesty either. But what in that video with the gun collective, he said that there is they make reference to 922R. 922R is the statute that concerns imported firearms. So if it was imported and it has a brace on it, it wasn't supposed to. He breaks it down, and I was able to watch it really, really quick before coming on. But he talks about how the only choice is, again, to destroy it or turn it into the ATF. So if you have a AK with a pistol brace, or you have a HK with a pistol brace, or anything like that, anything from overseas, that, let's just say, you don't want them to find out you have it. And that's in there too. It's buried deep in there, like page 280 something.
Everything's buried deep in that.
So most people haven't read that far. But he talks about it, and I'm like, wow, that's nuts.
Hey, so, we got an important question going on here in the chat. I'm gonna bring it up. Tom Petrick, how many Pop Tarts long ways is 16 inches?
That would be 6.
Aren't Pop Tarts like 2 inches long? Right?
They're 3 by 5 approximately.
4 inches
3 by 5.
Okay. They're 3 by 5. So 2 long and 2 short is a good measurement, but go for 3 long just to be safe. Okay. With a short, yeah.
All right. So let's, without beating this to 5 to 6.
I mean, you got to use the tools you got to comply with the law. So use those Pop Tarts. You go for it.
Yeah, Reno May did do a video on that. That's going to be added to my list. Again, if you want to see the list, so you don't have to search around YouTube, you can go to jettamandesign.com, and all of the videos that I know of will be listed there. It may take me a day or two to get all of them, but I'll be adding them as I come up with them. So now back to Hawkeye. New aluminum frame. Now we're talking about, I'm assuming we're talking about the concept frame, the dagger. Yeah.
Real quick, I'm throwing it into the chat here. National Gun Trust link that lists all the states and what NFA items are allowed. Just quick reference.
Cool. The new aluminum frame. Has all you guys seen the new aluminum frames? They're nice. For those who have not seen them, I will throw them up in a second. The Hawkeye, what do you think about it, man? I know you said you were in love. What you guys think about it, Nas and Weapon?
I think it looks dope.
It looked great, and it looks like an interesting application for building. If that metal FCU is all that it is for the firearm, then that provides a lot of options for different grips, as well as fairly easy creation for, from scratch. I mean, it's probably similar to the P3 to the Sig P320.
Yeah, what were you saying you were confused about as far as that weapon?
Oh, I was Yeah, how does their FCU work? What's the rest of the internal parts look like?
I think it's probably similar to the 320. I mean, to the SIG. I mean, give me a second and I'll put the pictures up. But that black
all
part.
I'm saying is it looked like an orgy happened at a gun show, and a baby was the result.
Well, you know, it's just like anything. People want to get into.
I'm kidding.
You know, once what do you call it? Once something is invented, it's opened up. Everybody wants to be a part of it, and everybody wants to get that market share.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, SIG has been doing it forever. You know, it's about.
I think it's cool because I think there's so many companies out there, you know, copying Glock or copying Smith and Wesson or copying Taurus or, you know, insert A and B company here.
You got
there's
it.
not a whole lot of companies that are copying SIG's internal mechanisms.
Well, you know, now that they got
cool.
a fancy government contract.
'Tis true.
Yeah.
But, you know, the changeable scales was also a thing that got me because I'm like, oh, cool. Better option from, you know, modifying it.
Yep. Like your 1911s.
Yeah.
Did you get the G? Let's see. Hold on. I got it.
I was already there, homie. All right. That's
the
cool.
G7. That's the G17, and then you got the G19. So I think, like I said, that black portion right there on the side where the slide release is, all of that contains everything.
Right.
The locking blocks, the rear rails, the trigger housing. Now, you know,
I'm gonna guess the Hawkeye, the sides of the grip. I think so.
Yeah, the sides of the grip are also interchangeable. As you see on the 17 and the 19, they're both the same size. It's just the grip is longer.
Now, see, I would like to do some dyed actual wood scales for that.
I'm sure that's where they're headed. Interchangeable scales, because he made a point of saying interchangeable scales. So they're probably gonna, you know,
G10
and they don't even know when they're gonna come out
with Micarta. Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah. So they wouldn't give an exact date of when, but it's probably going to be at least a year or so before it even hits the market. Right now, they're focused on their 5.7 Rock.
Also very cool.
Yeah. So, but they're wanting it. They was at SHOT Show and they wanted to get people's input so they know if there's even a market for it.
Did we ever show the 5.7 Rock on live?
Huh?
Did we show the 5.7 Rock on live?
Yes, we did, but not a very great picture of it.
Okay.
Nas, can you find the Rock 5.7 on the Palmetto's? Huh?
Hold tight.
Just Palmetto State Armory on the screen, just so people know which one we're referring to. I think it's a cool design on that thing too.
All right, I'm pulling it up.
PSA is doing incredible stuff with their
it's called the PSA
their
Switch
platforms.
Yeah, Monty, you're right. It's called the PSA Switch, not the Dagger. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Then the 5.7 Rock.
Yeah, that's the 5.7 Rock. They got a couple of those. They got different colors coming out. What else did they say? They're actually going to make a compact one. They showed the compact one,
like a Fen 5.7 kind of sized one.
Yep. So
it's a bastard child of a Glock hump. Look at that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, look at
a lot of good stuff coming out of PSA.
Look at the finger hump in the front too.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was prominent on the Dagger as well. It's a very similar design to the Dagger. You can tell where the inspiration was from.
What we need to do is we just need to have Hawkeye cut us a custom mold so we can all start with a custom job from get-go.
Yeah, it does. It's very similar to like a VP9 kind of design.
It's crazy.
Like the HKs.
What do you think, guys? You think these guys want to see the new build that was finished today?
Oh my gosh, I think that would be a great way to start ending the night here.
Let me see. Can I find the pictures? All right.
Stellar build.
Huh?
Dope
Yes.
build.
Ram spent all night working with the Dutch oven, or
I didn't burn anything this time, guys.
this time.
I didn't burn anything this time.
We definitely have a couple people going, yes, show us, yes, show us.
All right. Let me see if I can pull it up, guys. Give me a second. All right.
Okay,
This
now
one,
it's my turn.
folks,
That's
is in the Lord's caliber.
Yes. As in, you better be speaking with a British accent if you're using this. You know. A real American would use a 45.
Got one coming, but they're not quite yet.
Yeah.
Come on, computer update. Trying to get everything from my phone to the computer, so it'll take me a second.
That's okay. Dark Dad's exactly right. Shake off the ATF. Boy, it would be nice. It would be nice to just get rid of the whole agency, or at least let them focus on like gun smuggling, important
something.
stuff.
There was the abolish thingy somebody was talking about. What?
Yeah. A ball of something.
Uh-huh. A ball of shit. What?
I heard nothing.
You heard it.
I do like how Paul Marady came out with the all new, just more plastic added variants. Like, okay,
dude,
well,
I mean, if there was ever the fastest middle finger to the ATF I've ever seen, it was that. It's so good.
And it's just the simplest, littlest thing too. It's like, okay, 10 more minutes of hogging and then a little bit more sand, and okay, you're all good.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, though, get yourself a 3D printer, get it working, and get it working right. Keeping it working is the hard part.
You would know.
Yeah, I think I finally figured out what's been giving me issues recently, but I'm not going to say nothing until I actually prove it. Because as soon as I say something, like, oh nope, something else. Damn.
All righty. Where's that other picture? What happened?
I don't know. You good to go?
I thought we were.
Ram's having trouble getting it up, folks. Sorry. The pictures, just to be clear.
That comes with age.
Yeah, well,
crap.
Yeah.
Or doesn't.
That is the other part, Ram. Oh,
I think I just deleted the pictures.
Of course.
I didn't see that one, Monty. The micro?
Archive.
Interesting.
Which one is that?
Well, let's just the PSA micro.
All right, let's see what we got.
Micro dagger.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
See, my problem with Palmetto State Armory, and this is nothing against the company so much, is just they won't ship to every state. And again, some states are very restrictive as to what you can get. I'd love to try those.
Oh, that looks slick, man.
I can't see you guys.
It's like a baby dagger.
Oh, come on.
All right, I'm working on getting that shared up. So while we're waiting for Ram to get pictures, you shouldn't promise these things without having it ready.
I hadn't planned on sharing.
I
guess I can share.
So
actually, I was trying to get it into the forum earlier.
Yeah.
But with everything else that was going on, let's see. Save as.
Micro dagger.
I have the dagger pulled up on here, but they showed it next to the standard dagger, the micro. I'm having a hard time now getting it to pop up. So
Oh, hold on. I got a better picture, I think, coming up. Give me one sec.
of the micro.
Of a couple here. Give me one hot second. There we go. All right. I just need to hit the present button.
All right.
Share.
Finally.
Oh, hold your britches. I'm going to show the dagger series here.
Okay.
All right. So you got the Rock 5.7, the dagger full size, and the micro dagger. All in one. Give me
There
that.
you go.
All right. I still say as I don't very much like the compact sizes. I mean, if you want a low powered pistol, a little crappy pistol, go for it. But I can't stomach the whole, I get 2 fingers on the grip thing. It's just too small for me.
Yeah, I agree. There, sir.
Sacrifice or the sacrifice for concealment.
Yeah, but if you're going to sacrifice controllability also, well, of course, I'm also the guy that can.
That's what mag extensions are for.
I tell you what, man. I tried was it a Ruger? What was it? Ruger LC9. Oh my god, that thing was so freaking snappy, and it was almost jumping out of my hand every time I fired it. And it wasn't mine. It was a friend of mine who brought it to the range, and she had never shot it before. And I was like, yeah, use that as a supreme last resort backup, because that it just was not
tiny.
Good.
Yeah, I just like that picture of it. Oh, hey, there we go. Those are 5.7s. There we go.
Yeah,
there's the little micro.
Little itty bitty.
Yep, especially you see it next
I'd
to
get
the
I'd get a P 365 XL.
Yeah, my buddy's got a regular P365, and I mean,
I shot a P365. I didn't care for it. I shot a P365 and a Hellcat back to back. I'll take the Hellcat over the P365 any day.
Fair.
Personally, ergonomics were just better.
All right, so I got the picture ready. You guys ready to see it?
Yeah. Show off your toy. Because actually, let's get me and Weapon off screen here. We're just gonna single and.
Oh, let me stop sharing mine too here.
I got you.
Thank you.
All right.
There it is, guys. There's Liberator.
So good.
It is finished. It's a little, I think it's a little rough because I know where all the rough areas are, but
because you can see them.
Yeah, I can
close
see
up.
them. Thanks to Hawkeye for working with me to get the magwell molded to the frame. So now it's a permanent piece of the frame.
Very nice.
Shout out to Turner Gunworks, Cilio Turner, who did the slide. I won the slide. For those of you that don't know, I won that slide on the previous forum, like maybe, I guess almost 2 years ago. And I've been working on the frame. So, it was my first stipple job. It was my first carving. The eagle is actually carved into the grip. That's it's that was interesting how to carve that in there and not blow through. I found out exactly how thin the polymer 80 frames actually are, and that's that stipple pattern is what I call the Freddy Krueger pattern. If you think about Freddy Krueger's face, how it was all gnarled up and everything. And of course, that's not how it started, but that's where it went. And I kind of just went with the flow. So thanks, guys.
If it works, go for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's got the hybrid Ranger proof trigger shoe on there.
You got that top view.
Huh?
So show them the top view if you have that keyed up.
I didn't have that queued up. They're gonna have to go to the forum to see that tomorrow.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. I just grabbed the two that showed the sides, but yeah, I like it. I like it. There's like I was telling Nas in Weapon X, the red that's on the P80 emblem, I mixed that and I mixed it. It's kind of bright, so I'm going to remix that so it matches the rest of the gun because I didn't spray that part. I hand painted that on there. So, but yeah. Good night, Mr. M. Adams. 117. His phone is about to die. Thanks, Hawkeye. Appreciate that, man. Good night, sir. Good night. Good night. Good night. And we're going to say good night too. I just wanted to show you guys, man. I'm excited because what's coming up next is going to be freaking amazing.
Yep.
And now that I got the full shop, the shop working, sky's the limit. So if you guys have ideas for builds between me and Hawkeye, I'm sure we can make something happen. So and Mr. Weapon XYZ and Nas. So
if I can get my 3D printer up and working again.
We got to get that working, my friend. Got to get that.
Such a pain. I mean, it works, but boy, it's a little airy for the prints.
Yes. Hey, I got. I was actually because that mag weld that I put on there is a 3D print.
Yeah.
So since I have a nice white 3D printed stand in my closet, and that stand is supposed to go with a build called Predator, I think I might buy some ultra lime green paint and paint the stand.
Oh hell yeah!
That's why it was given that way, so you can paint it in true color.
I have the stealth gray already, so the stealth gray I already have, and then put outlines of the lime green.
And do just a little bit of glow paint over the lime green for a little extra.
Yes, I have some of that iridescent paint in the cabinet.
Yeah, I can't wait to see once you finish the Predator one too.
Yep.
All I gotta say is at one point in time I had all of Ram's frames in my possession at my house here. And when I was packing them up, that one kept getting set on the bench next to me. I don't know why, but I'd pack all the frames and I'd look over and be like, how the fuck did you get there? And I'd put it back in the box. I'd go to tape it up. I'd look over and the frame would be sitting there again. I'm like, what the fuck? It didn't want to go home.
You didn't want to go home.
It wanted to stay with me.
Oh man. All right, guys. We are going to shut this down. It is late. It is after 11 o'clock. We appreciate you. We're not going to make this a trend of going over, but I just wanted to show y'all the new toy. So it has a heavy trigger pull, but we're going to work on that. So
that's okay. That's okay.
Not sure why it is
usually
so heavy. We're going to find out. I called and asked Dad. He said his is heavy too. And I knew we both have the same trigger shoe, but that shouldn't have anything to do with it. But we are going to say good night. We definitely is here and came. If you're watching on the replay, hit that thumbs up. Guys, if you're still here, hit the thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, helps get this out. Share the video. If there's anything interesting that we said, definitely share it, especially about this subject. People might have questions, and if we answered them, great. And if we didn't, they can ask in the comment section. So I just wanted to say, guys, thank you very much. Have a good one. We will holler at y'all next week when we come back for another show on the wait a minute, I won't more to come on that. Talk to y'all later.